You might be wondering, Ange, where the heck are you? And to that I answer, good, keep wondering. Also, I'm just way shorter than Evan. He's probably like sitting up here and I'm like tiny. Bookshelf is not symmetrical behind me, but I low-key don't want to adjust the camera. I feel bad. I have a Tanjiro next to me from Demon Slayer. Anyways. Welcome back! What's up guys? It's Ange and today we're gonna be watching Pride and Prejudice. I have been itching to do this as a commentary. You guys know I've mentioned it in plenty of videos that it's just my comfort movie, my go-to movie. Me and my sister absolutely love it and I haven't watched it in like 20 days. Huge shout out to Movies in Depth, aka Evan, a really good content friend of mine in which you should also check out his channel. I couldn't finish recording my last commentary before my road trip, so he is letting me use his setup. He's just the sweetest person that I know. And yeah, go check out all of his videos, all of his stuff. Before we begin, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet already, so stay tuned. All my content, I post 3 times a week. Follow me on all my social media, all my handles will be in the description below, and follow me on Twitch. I live stream every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. If you guys want to check out the full-length commentary to this movie, make sure to check out my Patreon page where you can gain full access to that and future movie/TV shows that I do on this channel. Alrighty y'all, let's jump straight into the commentary. I'm so excited to watch this. Literally everything I need and more. This movie makes me so happy every time I watch it. You guys have no idea. I may or may not have the Pride and Prejudice soundtrack downloaded on my Spotify. And you should too. Of course, she's a reader. You notice that a lot of book characters also love books. Authors who write characters love to read because it's preposterous not to love to read, you know? You guys see that camera work that's going on right now, by the way? They do these impressive one-shots that just, ugh, so well thought out. I love it. President Snow! This guy is just like the exact opposite of who President Snow is, and he just portrays both characters wonderfully.
Never mind that.
Look, Joanna, too!
Oh, Mr. Bennet, how can you be so tiresome? You know, he must marry one of them. You must go and visit him at once. For we may not visit if you do not, as you well know, Mr. Bennet.
I already have.
Oh, Mr. Bennet, how you tease me so! Look at the staging of this. Like, you have 6 ladies in one shot. Must be so hard to film freaking 7 people in one room, but they do it beautifully here.
Tuesday, I lent you my green slippers. They were mine. Oh, well then I'll do vending for a week. Oh, reach for me a new bonnet. 2 weeks.
The speed of which all these girls talk is kind of mind-boggling to me. Like, I talk fast too, but this is all scripted, you know? I'd be fumbling along my words. I can't even get through doing my intro without fumbling along my words, and I do it every frickin' video. Oh, it must be so fun to dress up in these dresses too. Like, I want one. Someone give me a Pride and Prejudice themed dress. I can do this. I can so do this. You kidding me with that?
They're not all bad. Humorless poppycocks in my limited experience. One of these days, Lizzy, someone will catch your eye, and then you'll have to watch your tongue.
Yeah, Lizzy. And his name rhymes with Barcy. Carsey. Dang, imagine being so rich and so... Imagine being so, like, rich and important. But I'm filming. Imagine being so important and, like, so rich that the entire ball stops what they're doing to look at you and to bow to you. Oh, look at that! He gave her the eyeballs. That was like their version of a little meet cute, you know? Not her being her wing dude, like, she's like coaching her through it.
And may I introduce Mr. Darcy of Pemberley in Derbyshire.
Hello, Mr. Darcy. Nice to meet you. Yo, he looks like he does not want to be there, like, at all. Like, this is the last place you'd want to be.
Will you dance, Mr. Darcy?
Not if I can help it.
Boy, that was a perfect window for you to ask her to dance. And you know that he wanted to. That was just his automatic response. Poor Mr. Darcy is so antisocial. He's just like, he's so shy. He just can't talk for his life.
But her sister Elizabeth is very agreeable.
Perfectly tolerable, not handsome enough to tempt me. You'd better return to your partner and enjoy her smile.
Strike 2, Mr. Darcy! What, no one can know that you think that girl is beautiful? We saw you looking at her when you walked in.
Friend Miss Lucas is a most amusing young woman.
Oh, yes, I adore her.
It is a pity she's not more handsome.
No filter, I guess, Mrs. Bennet.
My Jane, who is considered the beauty of the county.
Oh, you know what? She's really just trying to flex her eldest daughter. I get it. Gotta get the bag, all right? I admire it. She's shameless.
I thought that poetry was the food of love.
Of a fine stout love, it may. But if it is only a vague inclination, I'm convinced one poor sonnet will kill it stone dead.
So what do you recommend to encourage affection?
Dancing.
Mic drop!
Even if one's partner is barely tolerable.
Give her a mic so she can drop it! Their conversations are just filled with so much wit. Ugh, they're just so perfect for one another, and they just don't know it. Because of their pride and their prejudice.
She has invited me to dine with her. Her brother will be dining out. Can I take the carriage?
Where? Let me see that.
It is too far to walk.
You hear that? They added the line that it's too far to walk.
Horseback?
She's gonna get pneumonia. Oh my god.
Do not be alarmed. Excepting a sore throat, a fever, and a headache, there is nothing much wrong with me.
And you know, a fever back in that day is probably so much worse than it is now. They didn't have no Tylenol. And of course, it's not too far of a walk for her because our Elizabeth Bennet is a walker.
Miss Elizabeth Bennet.
His head popped up. He was like, who? Oh, her?
Good Lord, Miss Elizabeth, did you walk here?
Yeah, what about it? I love the contrast between Elizabeth and Caroline. But look, her hair is all like down and her like dress is very plain, very neutral colors. She's got mud on her hem. Caroline is in this beautiful, gorgeous like red dress. Her hair all done up and curled. In the books, Caroline, I don't know if it was Caroline specifically, but one of the sisters was also off to try to marry or like try to flirt with Mr. Darcy. So this is kind of amazing.
The word is indeed applied too liberally. I cannot boast of knowing more than half a dozen women in all my acquaintance that are truly accomplished.
You must have a thorough knowledge of music, singing, drawing, dancing, and the modern languages to deserve the word. And something in her air and manner of walking.
And of course, she must improve her mind by extensive reading.
Cue her closing the book. I love how she closed the book after he was like, of course she would need to be a reader. And she's like, then I don't want to be that reader. That's great.
Mr. Darcy?
Miss Elizabeth?
And he helps her up the carriage. And she's like, what? Ah! That shot is so good! It's literally the electricity between them. Sparks flying. There's so much chemistry.
His name is Mr. Collins. He's the dreaded cousin.
Who's to inherit?
Everything, apparently.
Even my piano stool belongs to Mr. Collins.
Not the stool. That's so sucky. There's 5 girls. And so when Mr. Bennet dies, it goes to this loser.
What a superbly featured room and what excellent boiled potatoes.
Oh, thanks.
Many years since I've had such an exemplary vegetable.
You know what? Potatoes are very exemplary. You know, he talks like he writes it in index cards and he's just reading off of them, you know?
Oh, believe me, no one would suspect your manners to be rehearsed.
Yeah, literally, that's what I'm saying. You practice this entire dinner in the mirror right before this.
Yours, I believe.
Hi, Mr. Wickham.
You must be the shame of the regiment.
What laughing stock?
What do your superiors do with you?
Oh, look at her checking him out. Where are your eyes going there, Lizzy?
We grew up together, Darcy and I. His father treated me like a second son. We were both with him the day he died. His father bequeathed me the rectory in his estate. He knew I had my heart set on joining the church.
He had to throw in that, my heart's on the church. Okay.
But Darcy ignored his wishes and gave the living to another man.
How cruel.
Lizzy, I can't believe you're believing this right now. But of course, like, all her experiences with Darcy, and then hearing this probably makes her think, like, oh my god, Darcy's, like, literally the worst. But we gotta get him all the way down to the worst to make it that much more intense later on, which is great.
Miss Elizabeth, are you looking for someone?
No.
Yes. Where's Mr. Wickham? Banner, drop it. Leave it. 1 second, guys. That is not your pumpkin. I'm back. Don't worry, I know what happens. I've watched this movie too many times to count. She's looking for Wickham, but Wickham's not here. Mr. Collins is like, hey, Elizabeth, I want to stay with you all night. Ew, why are you looking at me like that?
It is my intention, if I may be so bold, to remain close to you throughout the evening.
Why you gotta do it that way?
May I have the next dance, Miss Elizabeth?
You may. Did I just agree to dance with Mr. Darcy?
Did I just agree to dance with Mr. Darcy?
He's just not a dancer, but he is dancing with Elizabeth because he loves her. Ah!
I talked about the dance. Now you ought to remark on the size of the room or the number of couples.
I'm perfectly happy to oblige. Please advise me of what you would like most to hear.
I love their conversation so much. That's how you know. That's how you know they're made for each other. They could just be saying anything. And like you still feel that electricity, the sparks. They honestly actually argue in this for a second.
Mr. Wickham is blessed with such happy manners. He is sure of making friends.
He's been so unfortunate as to lose your friendship.
Oh god, here we go. The intensity. But they're still so good together.
Why do you ask such a question?
To make out your character, Mr. Darcy.
And what have you discovered?
Very little.
Look at this intensity. I can't. I love how they directed this. Just everyone else in the room gone.
Caroline's a much better rider than I am. Of course.
Oh, Mr. Bingley touching her dress. So cute. Such a good one shot. How did they even do this through this entire crowd? Is someone walking? And like holding a little, like the stabilizer? It's so good. Bro, they partied all night. You kidding me? That's dawn right there. Oh! You're not telling me you're gonna drink that. Oh god, even the way that he walks down the stairs irritates me.
But before I am run away with my feelings, I am convinced...
Bander? Absolutely not. Don't worry, Movies in Depth. I'm protecting your precious manga. Your anime will be protected by me at all costs, alright? Isn't that right, Tanjiro?
Sir, I am honoured by your proposal, but I regret that I must decline it. You could not make me happy, and I'm convinced I'm the last woman in the world who could make you happy.
Well, thank God she's honest.
It's by no means certain that another offer of marriage may ever be made to you.
Mr. Collins,
So-
I am not the sort of female to torment a respectable man. Please understand me, I cannot accept you.
So convenient for her if she just married this guy. Cause like she inherits this whole like estate, her home. And her family can like probably stay here too. And yet she's like, nah.
Your mother insists on you marrying Mr. Collins.
Yes, I shall never see her again.
Your mother will never see you again if you do not marry Mr. Collins, and I will never see you again if you do.
Best Dad award goes to... Oh my god, he's the only one worthy of the world's best dad. You know what I'm talking about, those mugs. Well, him and my dad, of course, duh. Hi, Dad. Oh yeah, he's leaving! Because so stupid, because she didn't flirt enough with him or something.
Mr. Collins and I are engaged. There is no earthly reason why I shouldn't be as happy with him as any other.
I can think of one reason.
Many years since I've had such an exemplary vegetable.
Or 5.
I'm 27 years old.
You mean years young? Oh my god, I'm getting dizzy just watching her spin. Is she still spinning on that? How long are you just sitting there? They're pulling a freaking Bella Swan new moon moment. my god, that's a literal castle. Look at that thing. It's not a house.
Your ladyship.
Oh my god, even the way that he's standing, like, look at his slightly bent knees.
Mr. Darcy.
What are you doing here?
Mr. Collins, you can't sit next to your wife.
Why not? Fine by me, because now Elizabeth can sit next to Mr. Darcy and he's probably like, oh my god, my crush is sitting next to me. Ooh.
My eldest sister is currently in London. Perhaps you happen to see her there.
I haven't been fortunate enough,
You
no.
play the pianoforte, Miss Bennet.
Huh? That was out of the blue.
You draw?
No, not at all.
What's with the interrogation?
Your mother must have been quite a slave to your education.
Not at all, Lady Catherine.
Lady Catherine, you'd be a little bit condescending right now. I don't like it. I can't even take a bite of my soup. Let me have my soup.
The younger ones out before the elders are married.
Yes, my youngest is not 16.
She's like, how dare they walk out of their home?
Come, Miss Bennet, and play for us.
No, I beg you.
Oh, she does. See, Lady Catherine does this on purpose to embarrass her for these moments. Because she's like, oh, you weren't brought up in a household that is like typical to the rest of the society? You're not like other girls?
If I had ever learned, I should have been a great proficient. So would Anne, if her health would have allowed her.
See, your daughter doesn't even know. Also, she plays the actual soundtrack of the movie.
Though you have no instrument of your own, you're very welcome to come to Rosings. Play on the pianoforte in the housekeeper's room.
Oh, thank you.
You'll be in nobody's way.
She's so rude to Charlotte, too. I hate that. Ew.
The first time I saw him at the assembly, he danced with nobody at all.
And he told me that I was barely tolerable.
Perfectly tolerable.
Oh. Hey. My guess is that he tried to propose to her here or just confess his love to her here, but then he chickened out. Oh, okay.
Good day, Miss Elizabeth. It's been a pleasure.
That's him chickening out for sure. He said bye.
Darcy is a most loyal companion. He saved the man from an imprudent marriage.
Who was the man?
His closest friend, Charles Bingley.
No, but she's just takes it so out of context.
There were apparently strong objections to the lady.
Fitzwilliam, though, is just like, yeah, he's the man, helping out a friend. It's just, everything is lost in translation. Like, there's miscommunication. Arrgh. My favorite scene. This is my favorite scene in the entire movie. I can't. Best scene ever in romantic movie novel history.
I have struggled in vain and I can bear it no longer. Past months have been a torment. I came to Rosings with the single object of seeing you. I had to see you and ask you to end my agony.
I don't understand.
I love you.
Most ardently!
Most ardently. Please do me the honor of accepting my hand.
Kill me now. This is so good.
Do you think that anything might tempt me to accept the man who has ruined the happiness of a most beloved sister?
Bingley, too, is modest and was persuaded she didn't feel strongly
Because
for it.
you suggested it.
Oh, he didn't know, though. Oh, it's so annoying. But it's true, like, maybe he was just like, oh, she doesn't like you that way, bro. And he probably, like, completely believed that. Ah, so frustrating.
I suppose you suspect that his fortune had some
No,
bearing
I
on
wouldn't
the
do your
matter.
sister the dishonor, though it was suggested.
What was?
The thing is, you can't help but, like, understand Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth at the same time. Like, they both make sense. But there's just always two sides to a coin, you know? And what about Mr. Wickham?
And what about Mr. Wickham?
Perhaps these offences might have been overlooked had not your pride been hurt by my
pride?
honesty in admitting scruples about our relationship.
Ah, like, this is like an almost kiss there, too.
Forgive me, madam, for taking up so much of your time.
You clearly like each other, you stupid human beings. Best scene. Just the best back and forth I've ever seen two characters do. And wonderfully performed by Kira and Matthew, I think his name is his first name.
I shall not renew the sentiments which were so disgusting to you.
It wasn't disgusting, no, don't take it that way. Okay, I don't know about the zoom in though. Wow, he really just exited real fast.
In consequence, he left him a generous living. He demanded the value of the living which he was given, and which he gambled away within weeks.
Always Always another story. Always another side to the story, Elizabeth.
How is Jane?
She's in the drawing room.
I'm quite over him, Lizzy.
That's only someone who wasn't actually over someone that's what they would say. That's only something that someone who wasn't actually over someone would say.
I saw Mr. Darcy when I was at Rosings.
Oh, she's crying.
Did he mention Mr. Bingley?
Yes.
No.
Oh. That's where she screwed up. She should have told her sister everything, so at least her sister can get some closure. How are you just standing on that rock like everything's okay? Makes for a beautiful shot, but also goddamn. And in a long skirt too? One wrong step, girl, and you're done for.
Objecting to poor Mr. Darcy because of his wealth.
He won't be there anyway. These great men are never at home.
Of course they're gonna stop by Mr. Darcy's house. Not to mention, like, hello. That is marble floors? Dude, the first thing I would do if I were to walk into this building is just be like, Echo! You know you're rich when you have paintings of naked people flying around in clouds on your ceiling.
Does the young lady know Mr. Darcy? Only a little. Do you not think him a handsome man, miss?
I dare say he is!
Yes, I dare say he is.
Not Georgiana playing legit the same piece that she was playing to Lady Catherine, but like 10 times better. Exponentially better. Not the zoom in.
No, I
We
came
would not
back
have come
a day
if we
early,
knew
some
you-
business with my steward.
So awkward, I love it.
I'm in Devonshire with my aunt and uncle.
And are you having a pleasant trip?
And are you having a pleasant trip?
Yo, not her aunt and uncle just leaving her at Mr. Darcy's house, not knowing her whereabouts. Like, she had to walk all the way back here by herself. Hello?
Your unfortunate brother once had to put up with my playing for a whole evening. But he says you play so well.
No, I said played quite well.
Quite well is not very well. I'm satisfied.
Ah, the flirting! Oh my god. And also, that was like the first time we saw Mr. Darcy smile.
Oh, it's from Jane.
She's like, wait, 5 more seconds, please. Mr. Darcy standing up every time she comes out, too, is great.
Lydia has run away with Mr. Wickham.
If only I'd exposed Wickham when I should.
No, I might have prevented all this merely by being open with my sisters.
She didn't warn any of her sisters about Mr. Wickham! Oh my god. She's probably blaming herself like hella right now.
They're married. Your father will settle £100 a year on her. That is Wickham's condition. £100?
God knows how much your uncle must have made on that wretched man. Your uncle must have been very generous.
Yeah, you wish it was the uncle. You know who paid Mr. Wickham. Come on.
Well, Monday morning came and I was in such a fuss.
I don't want to hear.
Oh, hey. Remember when you were flirting with me?
Like Mr. Darcy. But I shouldn't have said a word.
He paid for the wedding. Wickham's commission. But don't tell anyone, he told me not to tell.
And he told her not to tell because he's a humble bean. Because he's a good egg.
There's nothing so bad as parting with one's children. One seems so forlorn without them.
The mom truly just loves her children. Even though it seems like all she cares about is the family name, like, she really just wants the best for her daughters. You're gonna have a fun life.
He's here. He's here. He's at the door. Mr. Bingley.
Mr. Bingley?
Hey.
When you have killed all your own birds, Mr. Bingley, I beg you will come here and shoot as many as you please.
Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth still in gazes, though.
I hope that the weather stays fine for your sport.
I return to town tomorrow.
So soon. He's like, why, you want me to stay longer?
Well, we must be going, I think.
What do you mean?
Look, it's him. He's back. He's come again.
I know this is all very untoward, but I would like to request the privilege of speaking to Miss Bennet.
Alone.
Imagine someone's like, which one? Which one? Oh, Jane? Oh, her? Okay, just to clarify.
I must tell you I've been the most unmitigated and comprehensive ass.
She's like, yeah, I know. Go find your mans.
Yes. 1,000 times, yes.
Oh, so cute. Oh, she's so happy. Where did Mr. Darcy go? Where did he just scurry off to? Didn't even say goodbye. Oh, there he is, lol. He's actually not that far. You guys just need to communicate better. You guys just need to say how you actually feel. Yeah, go to her.
Coming!
Since when did you guys have a dog? Was that dog there the whole time?
Yes?
Lady Catherine.
Okay, yeah, you may come in, I guess.
The rest of your offspring, I presume.
You could have said girls.
You can be at no loss, Miss Bennet, to understand why I am here.
I cannot account for this honor at all.
Miss Bennet, I warn you.
What? I'm being so polite to you right now. Hello, after you were so condescending to me earlier in the movie.
You intend to be united with my nephew, Mr. Darcy. Do you then pretend to be ignorant of it?
I have never heard of it.
Has my nephew made you an offer of marriage?
Yes, he did. And actually rejected. But if you were to make it again...
This union has been planned since their infancy.
Since infancy?
Whose own sister's elopement, scandalously patched up marriage, only achieved at the expense of your uncle.
If only you knew! I wish he said, actually, Mr. Darcy paid for it. You know why? 'Cause he loves me.
And will you promise never to enter into such an engagement?
I will not, and I certainly never shall.
Mic drop. Give her a mic so she can drop it. Oh my god, I cannot wait to see him walking from that field! That's your man's. He's not on horse. He's not in a carriage. He is walking. They're taking their time to really emphasize that he's walking. That whole thing. And the score just crescendoing in this. I could die. I could die and just be so happy. Go get your girl, Mr. Darcy. Go get her.
My aunt.
Yes, she was here.
How can I ever make amends for such behaviour?
After what you have done for Lydia, and I suspect for Jane also, it is I who should be making amends.
Dying. I'm literally crumbling on the inside.
You are too generous to trifle with me. My affections and wishes have not changed. You have bewitched me, body and soul, and I love you.
So, oh my god, who wrote that? I mean, we know who wrote that, but like, who wrote that? Freaking genius. Just like the perfect scene. It's just how can it get any better than that? You kidding me?
Good Lord. I must pay him back.
No. We misjudged him, Papa, me more than anyone. He's been a fool about Jane, about so many other things, but then so have I.
Oh, we love that. See? Like, this would be a totally different story if they were, like, too headstrong and then they never learn from each other and then they're just, like, forever proud.
Could not have parted with you, my Lizzy, to anyone less worthy.
Oh, look at that acting. Oh, best ending scene, too.
What shall I call you when I'm cross? Mrs. Darcy.
You may only call me Mrs. Darcy when you are completely and perfectly and incandescently happy.
Oh, I'm gonna cry. It's too good. And then he calls her Mrs. Darcy.
And how are you this evening? Mrs. Darcy.
Movies like this make me believe in love. Hello. That's like every time I watch this movie, it never gets old. It's a timeless film for sure. Like every time I watch this, it's always gonna put me in a good mood. It always just makes me feel so warm and so, ugh, I love it. I love it so much. How can you not, am I right? And everything about it, like not even just the script, the music, the acting, everything was so perfect, so well knit. And I think my favorite part though is just the dialogue and the wit and the banter and the speed of which everything is just going across at each other, and especially between Mr. Darcy and Lizzy, of course. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed that commentary, make sure you leave it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet already, so stay tuned to all my content, and don't forget to check out my last video. If you guys want to check out the full-length commentary to this movie, make sure to check out my Patreon page where you can gain full access to that and future movie/TV shows that I do on this channel. And a huge thank you to Movies in Depth for letting me use this setup today and having Tanjiro as my little commentating buddy. Alrighty, y'all, have the bestest day ever, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! Okay, bye, okay, bye, okay, bye!